today we have Mark Knowles with us, and Mark is the captain of the Australian men's hockey team. And I believe he's kind of training this morning. So he's going to have a chat to you guys today. And Mark, to give you a little bit of background, we have now, guys, tell me if I say this right. Is it Maraputiana Catholic School?
Yeah.
Close enough?
You say
Maraputiana. And they're located on Bathurst Island, which is right off the top of Australia. So I think to get things started, what we might do is Mark can give us a little bit of an introduction about himself and the Olympic Games and his hockey career. So Mark, I'll hand over to you now.
Okay. Thank you very much for having me today. I'm very glad that I am able to have a chat to you and get you out of a little bit of school. As Ash said, my name's Mark Knowles. I'm the captain of the Australian men's hockey team. We're known as the Kookaburras. I've been playing hockey in the Australian men's team since 2003. I played at the Olympic Games in 2004, where we won men's hockey's first ever Olympic gold medal. And then I've played at the two Olympics after that as well, Beijing and London in 2008 and 2012, where we won an Olympic bronze medal. So I've been very lucky to have played for Australia at 3 Olympic Games, and I've won 3 Olympic medals, 1 gold and 2 bronze. Along with that, I've played at 3 Commonwealth Games, where we've won 3 gold medals in the Commonwealth Games hockey. I've played at 3 World Cups for Australia. We won silver in 2006 and then gold in 2010 and 2014. So I've been very lucky to have been able to play for my country for such a long time, and I'm really just passionate about giving back some of my knowledge and some of my experience to young kids like you who hopefully, as you get older, and keep playing sport and keep being healthy and living an active lifestyle, you can hopefully take over my position or some of the Hockey Roos girls in hockey, or some of the other sports take our positions when we're finished.
Awesome. Thanks for that, Mark. Now I can see some more students. Are you guys from Derby High School in Western Australia? Yay! Nice to have you with us, guys. So did you guys hear Mark's introduction then?
Yes.
Oh, nice work. Okay, so just for everyone, because we're actually live today, which is very exciting, so everyone can jump on and see us chatting with Mark. So we have 2 schools with us today. We have Derby High School, who I'll put on the screen now. Give us a big wave, guys. These guys are located in Western Australia, which is about 2,500 kilometres from Perth. And then we also have Maraputiana Catholic School, and I think we have Year 1. Is that right, guys? Give us a big wave.
Year
4. Sorry, Year 4. Year 4. Don't want to get that wrong. All right. So I think Maraputiana, because you guys were here first and you're very well behaved, I think we're going to have some questions from you first. So what I'll get you to do is, if you've got a question for Mark, do you want to come to the front of the room, right in front of the camera, say a big hello to Mark and everyone watching, and maybe what your name is, and then you can ask him a question and we'll have a bit of a chat. Does that sound all right?
Yeah.
Alrighty. So
Sounds good.
you guys kick it off.
Who wants to go first? Marcus, do you want to go first? Go and stand in front of the camera there. Yeah, Marcus, look to that camera there. Come back a little bit, bend down. Bend down. Alright.
Alrighty, when you're ready.
How
That's right, just carefully. Don't look around.
old were you when
you started playing hockey?
That's a great question. How old was I when I started playing hockey? I was 4 years old. Growing up playing hockey when I started in Rockhampton in central Queensland. My mum and dad both played hockey. My older brother, older sister and younger sister all play hockey. Most of my friends and all of my family all played hockey as well. So I started off when I was 4 years old, very young, and I've played ever since.
Why did you like hockey so much?
Why do I like hockey so much?
Yeah.
I love hockey because it's a team sport. I love being outdoors, playing with my friends. The older I've got, the higher level I've been able to play at. So I've always liked competing and trying to be the best I can possibly be. But when I first started playing hockey, it was all about just hanging around my friends and other people who love being outdoors. Now there's a lot of fun still when we go away on tour with our friends, but it's also for a big goal of trying to be very successful for Team Australia at the Olympics or Commonwealth Games and for the Australian men's hockey team in our sport of hockey. So I love being outdoors, I love being competitive, and I love trying to win and be the best I can possibly be.
How often do you train?
Yeah, we train very, very often. Our program is pretty much full-time with the Australian team. We're a centralised team, which means we all live over here in Perth in Western Australia. The national squad of 30 players all live here and we train every day. So on each day we do either hockey, gym work in the gym, doing strength work, running, like either sprint training or long distance running. And we also have team meetings, we have yoga, Pilates to keep our bodies nice and flexible and nimble, and we have some meetings about psychology and being a better team and having chats about our culture and trying to make us better people but also better players. So every day we're together for about 3 or 4 hours a day. And then on the weekends, we play club hockey for our clubs.
How did it feel when you won a gold medal?
Yeah, that's a great question. How did it feel when I won a gold medal? At the Olympics, it was an amazing feeling. As I said in my introduction, the Australian men's hockey team had never won an Olympic gold medal before, but we'd won a medal at the past 7 Olympic Games before 2004, so we were a very, very successful team without actually winning the Olympic gold medal, which we always wanted to do. I was 20 years old, so I was very young, a little bit inexperienced and probably unsure of how significant the moment was back then. But it was an amazing feeling to be around some of my best mates, my family there, to just feel the sheer joy of putting all of that hard work into place and then being successful in the most important tournament that we can possibly play at. Was an amazing feeling. So we ran around like crazy for a couple of hours. We told some stories. We had a lot of fun and we enjoyed ourselves. So it was really an amazing feeling.
Who or where do you get your inspiration from?
Who do I get my inspiration from? That's really, really important. Originally, when I started playing hockey, it was all about my parents. My mum and dad were really great role models in letting me achieve my goals and helping me out along the way, driving me to trainings, taking me to different tournaments, putting me on planes, sending me across the country to allow me to play when I was young in primary school and in high school. So they're still probably my biggest inspirations. But as I've gotten older, I've had more people that I've either looked up to or taken things from their games. So in a sporting term, I'm a big Brisbane Lions fan. So Michael Voss was my hero when I was growing up as a sports person in Queensland. I loved Michael Voss in the AFL, with the Brisbane Lions. Loved his toughness and his competitive nature and how he was such a good leader to his teammates. He was someone who I really looked up to. And then in my current team or in my past former teammates, there's people like Bevan George, who was the Australian captain for a while, Brent Livermore, people like that who've been really great leaders and very inspirational people who I've taken a lot out of how they were as people, but also how they were as hockey players. So they were the main people for me, but really my inspiration came and my reason for playing hockey came around my parents.
How many points for a goal?
What was that?
How many points do you get for a goal?
How many points for a goal? Well, in hockey, we just get one point for a goal. So if we score, we're winning 1-0. That's the aim, is to always try and score more goals than our opposition. But for us in hockey, it's not like football or AFL, or rugby league or rugby union or AFL, where you get certain points for a goal. So we just get 1 point for a goal, 1 goal. So the aim for us is to score more than the opposition, and my job being a defender is to try and save as many goals as possible. So if the opposition score, normally I get in trouble.
Why does the hockey stick have a J shape on the end?
Yeah, that's a good question. Why does the hockey stick have the J shape at the end? That's just how it was. It's a game that started way back in the early 1900s. A sport that is able to, we play just with one flat side. So it's not like ice hockey whether you can use both sides. You just use one side. And really, the J shape in the head has changed over time. It used to be much bigger, but the main reason to having the J-shaped hook is to be able to drag the ball from side to side. So we try and keep the ball on our stick all the time, unless we're passing to the opposition. I'm just going to grab one of my hockey sticks, and I'll show you what it looks like so you can all see my stick that I use playing for Australia. So this is my hockey stick. Very colourful, as you can see. So this is the J-shaped hook that people are talking about. This is the flat side that we use, and the other side is rounded. So we can't use that side, but we can use the flat side. These are my sticks that I use personally. These have my name on them, or my initials and my number. So that's nice touch to have. But that's a hockey stick for people who haven't seen one before. It's about just on a metre long, and that's how we use our stick. And we try and drag the ball and keep the ball in here inside the hook.
Do you eat any special food to stay fit and healthy when you're playing hockey?
Leading a healthy lifestyle through our food and our nutrition, our diet is really important. As elite athletes, we try and make sure that everything we eat is going to benefit how we are as athletes. So if you put good food into your body, like vegetables, fruits, a lot of water, none of the guys in our national team or most of the national hockey teams or Olympic athletes around Australia would eat any junk food. It's all about putting good, healthy food into our body, which means we train well. We always say that if we eat junk food or rubbish food, then we're going to train like rubbish. So, leading a healthy lifestyle and being really active is really important to us. Most of the time for me, my daily food would be, I wake up early in the morning because we train most mornings. I'll have a couple of pieces of toast before I go to training and a coffee. I go to training. We're training for about 2.5 hours. We finish training, and then we have 30 minutes of stretching. In that 30 minutes, we have a protein shake or a banana, a small sandwich, something like that, to just get some food back into our body after a really heavy training session. I'd then come home and have some lunch. Normally for lunch, I just have a ham and salad or a chicken and salad wrap with yeah, like a sports drink or something if I'm trying to replenish what I've lost during training. Then during the afternoon I'll have some fruit like an apple, a banana, some watermelon, something like that, and some possibly some more protein or something like that if I'm heading to the gym in the afternoon. And then for dinner we always just try and have a good piece of meat, either some steak or chicken or fish, with some vegetables, salad, pasta, fried rice, things like that. So I really mix up what I eat, but most of the time it's all healthy things. We fill the other spots during the day with a lot of water to make sure your muscles are really recovering well.
Awesome. And Mark, maybe you can tell us a little bit about the special event that you're going to next year in July in South America.
Yeah, so next year we're starting to do some of these talks and interact more with the public because we're building up the profile of the Australian Olympic team, because next year we're hopefully for me, if I'm injury-free, fit and in good form, I'll be going to the Olympic Games. And the Olympic Games are every 4 years, and next year they're in Brazil, in Rio de Janeiro. The Olympics are amazing. They're every sport every sport that's at the Olympics, all of the athletes stay in a big Olympic village. There's about 10,000 people all in the Olympic village. In the Olympic village, there's all free food. You don't pay for anything. All free drinks, everything you like, everything you can possibly think about eating, all healthy foods are all in the Olympic Village. You can eat any time of the day or night. You stay in the accommodation with your team. There's a swimming pool, there's a gym, there's a games room, there's cinemas, there's everything you can think of to have a lot of fun, but also play your absolute best at the Olympics. So that's what I'm training very hard for at the moment.
Awesome. Now, I have just got a few questions in from the students at Derby High School, so I'm going to put them on the screen when I read out their questions. So, can Marshall put his hand up? Where's Marshall? Hi, Marshall. So Marshall wants to know, how did it feel to be the first Olympic team?
How did I what, sorry?
How did it feel to make the Olympic team?
Yeah, it was an amazing feeling to be part of my first Olympic team. My first Olympics were in Athens, in Greece, in 2004. So quite a while ago now, maybe even before some of you were born. But yeah, it was an amazing, amazing feeling, and why I think it was amazing is because that's what I wanted to do from when I was a young age. When I got to about 15 years old, I told my parents that all I wanted to do was go to the Olympics and play hockey. And in the year 2000, Sydney in Australia had the Olympic Games, and my parents took my younger sister and I to the Olympics to watch. And when I went to the Olympics in 2000, I had a really great time. I just thought, this is amazing and this is really what I want to do. So when I was able to do that 4 years later and to be part of the Australian Olympic team, to be part of the men's hockey team, and then to win an Olympic gold medal was seemed like all my dreams had come true at a very, very young age.
Awesome. Now, can I have Josh put his hand up? Where's Josh? Hey, Josh. Okay, first of all, I have to apologise. I've been saying Derby. Sorry, guys, it's Derby. Is that right? Yeah? Okay, so Josh wants to know if you've ever been to Derby before, but maybe you can give us a bit of background as well from moving over to Western Australia, because you live in their state now.
I do, yeah. I haven't been up there. I really, really want to. It's an absolute beautiful part of the world. The hardest thing for us is that our Australian men's hockey program is 12 months a year. We're away on tour with the Australian team about 4.5 months each year. I also have a young family. I have 2 young boys. One's nearly 4, and I have a 10-month-old as well. So my spare time is taken up with playing with my kids, being around Perth, because we don't get a lot of time to travel away. But I definitely want to head up that way before I move or before I finish my hockey career. As Ashley said, I'm a Queenslander. I grew up in central Queensland in Rockhampton. I moved to Brisbane when I finished year 12, high school. I was in Brisbane for 1 year before I moved to Perth for the Australian men's hockey team. So I was 19 years old when I moved over from Queensland, and I've been based here in Perth ever since. As part of my hockey journey and my hockey career, I've chosen to use hockey as a little bit of a profession. So I've played and lived over in Europe, in the Netherlands, which is a long way away, 24 hours on an aeroplane. Over the other side of the world, I lived over in Europe for 5 years, 5 seasons, and I also now play each year for 6 weeks at the start of each year in January and February in India. So it's an amazing part of my experiences and myself being an athlete is getting to travel to so many different countries, meet so many different people, and see so many different parts of the world. So that's a little bit about my journey.
Awesome. Now, I got a question here from Cameron. Cameron, can you put your hand up? Oh, hi, Cameron. Cameron wants to know if you've ever been fishing before.
I have. I've been fishing quite a lot. My friends and my family love fishing when we're over on the East Coast. Normally it's in a couple of weeks I get off at Christmas is the only time I head home to see my parents, who are still based in Rockhampton. But yeah, there's a lot of really good reef fishing out of central Queensland. I don't think they're probably as big as the fish as you catch up there, but very nice red emperor and mackerel and things over there. So mixed in with a few crocs and stuff as well over in Rockhampton. But yeah, I do love fishing. Just don't get to do it very often.
Alrighty, and they also want to know in Derby if you've ever been hit by a hockey ball or a hockey stick.
Oh, I have been hit a few times. I think one of the things we always try and do as sports people is get out of the way and not get hit. So I've worked pretty hard over the years of trying to stay out of the way of the ball. I think one of the things with playing at the absolute top level and being an international athlete is the skill level of the players is so high. So very rarely do you get hit with a stick, or do people put the ball in places that they don't mean to. So you do get hit, that's part of sport. Any sports people have injuries, but most of our injuries that we have are normally things like hamstring or calf strains, people rolling their ankles or hurting their knees because our sport is played at such a high speed and we do so much stop-start running and change of direction work. So most people who get injured aren't from being hit with a ball or a stick. It's more muscle injuries or injuries to ankles and knees, which is really that happens most in hockey, I think.
Awesome. Now, is it Shakaya? Can you put your hand up for me? Hi. Shakaya wants to know how many trophies you have, Mark.
Oh, I have a few trophies. I got a few when I was younger, growing up playing, winning a few awards for like Player of the Year, or not very often did I win highest goal scorer, and certainly I don't score many goals anymore. But the main trophies that I'm really most proud of are the ones that I've won with my team. So the Olympic medals, the gold medal in 2004 and the bronze medals in 2008 and 2012, the 3 Commonwealth Games gold medals, and the 2 World Cup victories are so important to me. Some of the personal awards that I've won especially the last couple of years, I've had a really good period where I've played with a lot more consistency and at a higher level. I won the World Hockey Player of the Year in 2014, so I became the best player in the world last year. And the last 3 years in Australia, I've won Australian Hockey Player of the Year. So I'll show you a couple of the little awards I have here just up in our house. There's a lot of kids things here, but so these ones here, these one, I'm just getting my camera right. So this one here is World Player of the Year from 2014. And these three here are really special to me. These are my Australian Player of the Years, the 1, 2, and 1 at the back here. So they're three that I'm very, very proud of because I play in such an amazing team where we're the best team in the world at the moment. So if I'm playing really well for my team and for my country, then I'm really proud of myself, but also my team of what we've been able to achieve. So there are a couple of my trophies that I've won for you to see.
Awesome. And now where's Corey? Can Corey put his hand up? Hey, Corey. Corey wants to know if you play on ice or on grass.
Only on grass, Corey. It's artificial grass, so we always play on turf now. I grew up playing hockey on grass in central Queensland, but we only play on turf now. I do love watching ice hockey, but I'm not tough enough to play ice hockey. They hit too hard, so only on turf for us.
One question that Mara Putiana sent through that I think is an excellent question that we can finish on, and that was, what was one piece of information that you could give these kids if they want to become hockey players or if they want to become athletes?
Yeah, that's a fantastic question. What advice would I give? I think the most important thing when I was growing up was you have to enjoy what you're doing. And for me, I love playing hockey. That's why I've kept doing it. So for you, it might be hockey. I really hope it is. But if it's athletics or dancing or AFL, rugby league, rugby union, cricket, your schoolwork, singing, whatever it is, you have to enjoy what you're doing or you'll never improve. So I really love playing hockey. I love being in the outdoors and being active, and I love being part of a team with my friends every day. So I think the most important thing is that you'll never get good or better at something if you don't love what you're doing and keep trying to improve. So for me, it was about improving each day as I got older, enjoying it along the way, and I think as you get older, and certainly when you get to about 30 years old like I am, if you're not enjoying it, you won't keep doing it. So I'm still enjoying being part of a team and being successful and trying to always become a better player. So yeah, for me it would be have fun, enjoy yourselves, yeah, get outdoors, live a healthy lifestyle, yeah, get your friends to play sport or get your friends to be involved in whatever you're doing, but really enjoy yourselves.
And say thanks, Mark, for his time. Hey, guys.
Thanks very much for having me, everyone.
Thanks, Mark. Now, Mark, the last question that everyone always wants to know, what's your number to look for in the Olympic Games?
I'm number 9 for Australia. So keep an eye out for the Australian men's hockey team and the Australian ladies hockey team. I'm number 9, and as I said, I'm the captain of the team, so normally I'm at the front of the line.